We transmute the leaden weight of monotony into the gold of conscious presence by reclaiming the sacred rhythm hidden within mundane repetition. We dissect how boredom serves as a threshold, stripping away the ego's noise to reveal a crystalline stillness where the divine whispers through the ordinary silence of existence. What if the crushing weight of your daily boredom isn't a waste of time, but a hidden gateway to the divine? Most people run from silence, yet it is within this leaden monotony that the ego finally dissolves. Today, we learn the art of spiritual alchemy to transmute your dullest moments into pure, crystalline clarity. Think about the last time you were truly, deeply bored. Maybe you were sitting in a waiting room, staring at a blank wall. Maybe you were stuck on a long car ride with no music, no phone signal, nothing to do. That heavy, restless feeling started crawling up your chest, didn't it? Your mind jumped from thought to thought like a nervous bird that couldn't find a branch to land on. You wanted to escape. You wanted noise, distraction, anything to fill that uncomfortable emptiness. But what if that emptiness wasn't empty at all? What if it was actually full of something you've never been taught to notice? For thousands of years, mystics, monks, and spiritual teachers from every corner of the world have known a secret that modern life has buried under notifications, playlists, and endless scrolling. The secret is this: boredom is not your enemy. Boredom is a doorway. And on the other side of that doorway lives something ancient, quiet, and completely alive. Let's start by understanding what boredom actually does to your mind. When you're bored, your thoughts don't immediately stop. In fact, they get louder at first. Your brain, used to constant stimulation, starts throwing everything it has at you. You think about what you need to do later. You replay an awkward conversation from 3 days ago. You worry about something that probably won't even happen. You make up little mental movies, arguments, daydreams, plans. The noise inside your head gets heavy, like a pile of wet blankets stacking on top of each other. This is what spiritual teachers call the ego doing its thing. The ego is basically the part of you that is always talking, always labeling, always judging. It says things like, "This is boring. I should be doing something useful. What's the point of just sitting here?" It is obsessed with doing. It cannot stand simply being. So when you take away all the distractions, the ego panics and floods your mind with noise to stay in control. But here is where the alchemy begins. If you don't run from that noise, something remarkable happens. The thoughts keep coming, louder and faster at first, but then, slowly, they start to tire themselves out. It's like a storm. A real storm doesn't last forever. It blows and crashes and shakes the windows. And then, when it has spent all its energy, it goes quiet. Your ego works the same way. When you stop feeding it with screens and sounds and busyness, it eventually exhausts itself. The leaden weight of all those heavy thoughts gets so heavy that it sinks to the bottom of your mind and goes still. And then something shifts. There's a specific moment, and you will recognize it when it comes to you, where boredom crosses a line and becomes something else entirely. 1 second you're restless and irritated, tapping your fingers, sighing, wishing you were somewhere else. And then, without warning, the restlessness just stops. Not because something exciting happened, not because you found a distraction. It stops because you've run out of resistance. You stop fighting the silence, and the silence stops feeling like a threat. What's left in that moment is difficult to describe with normal words, which is why poets and mystics throughout history have reached for extraordinary language to try to capture it. They called it crystalline stillness. They called it the peace that passes understanding. They called it pure awareness. What it feels like, practically speaking, is this. Suddenly, the ordinary world around you looks slightly different. The hum of a refrigerator sounds oddly beautiful. The dust floating in a beam of sunlight seems to be doing something almost sacred. A crack in the ceiling becomes fascinating. Nothing has changed about the world around you. Everything has changed about the way you are seeing it. This is not a hallucination. This is not you going strange. This is actually you seeing more clearly than you usually do, because the usual film of mental noise that covers your perception has finally, for a moment, gone transparent. Think of it like a snow globe. When you shake a snow globe, all the white flakes swirl around and you can barely see the little scene inside. That's your normal mental state, full of rushing thoughts, worries, opinions, plans, memories, all swirling around and clouding your inner vision. Boredom, real deep boredom that you don't escape from, is what happens when you set the snow globe down and stop shaking it. The flakes slowly settle, and then you can see clearly what was always inside. What is inside? This is the part that sounds strange until you experience it yourself. What's inside, underneath all the noise and doing and thinking, is the simple fact that you exist. Not you, the student. You, the person with opinions and problems and a list of things to do. Just you. The part of you that is aware. The part of you that notices things. That quiet, watching presence that has been there since you were a small child and will be there no matter what else changes about your life. Spiritual teachers across every tradition, Buddhist monks in mountain temples, Christian mystics in desert caves, Sufi poets spinning in the moonlight, all of them pointed at the same thing. Beneath all the doing is a being, and that being is not separate from the divine. That being is the divine, looking out through your eyes. This is what spiritual alchemy means. In old European mythology, alchemists were people who tried to turn lead into gold. They worked in smoky laboratories with strange equipment, trying to transform the most ordinary, heavy metal into the most precious one. For a long time, people thought they were just confused scientists who didn't understand chemistry. But the deeper meaning of alchemy was never really about metals. It was a metaphor for this exact transformation we're talking about. The lead is your boredom, your heaviness, your ordinary dull moments. The gold is the clarity and presence waiting underneath them. And the process of transformation doesn't require equipment or special techniques. It requires only one thing: the willingness to stop running. So how do you actually practice this? How do you start using boredom as a spiritual tool in your real, everyday life? The next time you are bored and you feel that urge to grab your phone or turn on a video or find something, anything, to fill the silence, try something different. Just wait. Let the restlessness be there. Don't try to make it go away, and don't try to enjoy it. Just let it exist. Watch the thoughts without jumping into them. You are not your thoughts any more than the sky is the clouds passing through it. The clouds can be stormy and dark and dramatic, but the sky behind them is always the same. Your awareness is the sky. Give it 5 minutes, then 10. You will probably feel uncomfortable at first. That is completely normal. The ego does not surrender quietly. It will try to convince you that you are wasting time, that this is stupid, that you should be doing something productive. Those are just more clouds. Let them pass. And then, if you are patient and you stay, you will find it. That moment when the weight lifts. That unexpected stillness that feels, against all logic, like coming home. That is not emptiness. That is fullness of a different kind. That is what the mystics were pointing at. That is the gold. The divine does not only live in cathedrals or on mountaintops or in dramatic moments of revelation. It lives in the gap between your thoughts. It lives in the 5 seconds after the noise stops. It lives in the ordinary silence of a Tuesday afternoon when there is nothing to do and nowhere to be. You have been trained to believe that boredom is a problem to be solved. What if instead it is an invitation? What if every dull, heavy, seemingly wasted moment is the universe quietly knocking on a door inside you, asking you to open it? The art of spiritual alchemy is not complicated. It is just rare, because it asks you to do the one thing that almost nobody in the modern world is willing to do. It asks you to be still, to stop, to let the leaden heaviness settle all the way down to the bottom, and then to look up and see, with fresh and clear eyes, the gold that was always there. Your boredom is not a waste of time. It is the beginning of everything.